You are being fined in the afterlife for turning the love of your life out on Juggy. $1 million. Pay attention. Well, hello there, love bugs. Hello there, Bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share the Facebook, and subscribe because it is so important to our success here on the YouTube. And if you are not already a part of our book club, please remember to hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube, and for a small monthly fee of $5. You babies, yes yo, can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, y'all see the glasses? When I be pulling out these glasses or the googly eyes, y'all know I'm finna act a ninja. So, love bugs, where we left off, okay? Etta James and met this dude named Artist Mills, okay? She, at this point right now, she's acting like this guy is the love of her life. Dorothy, her crazy mammy, got a problem with Artist. She don't like him. She called him Shaka Zulu. Shaka why? She called him Shaka Zulu and swore the man would be my ruination. I love my mother. I always love her. But she hadn't changed one bit. She was still moving from hotel to hotel. I'm sorry. Motel to motel. Let me not get them too confused. Never staying in one place for more than a night. When I was a kid, her lifestyle held glamour and mystery for me. Now, though, her unpredictable patterns were tiresome. I couldn't count on her any more than I could count on myself for stability. Dorothy was part of my crazy household, though, along with the hippies and the drag queens and my husband and my child. Could you imagine what was going on? I bet you that was a circus. Oh my gosh, all them people running around, crazy Dorothy, all the hippies and stuff, her husband, the drag queens, what in the world? Now let's get to this, okay? Remember how we talked about previously how Leonard Chess had went to Etta because of her crazy mammy, okay? And said, listen, Etta, what I want to do is protect you, okay? Put your house, the fort, in the company's name and we'll take care of everything. And then that way, your mammy, your crazy mammy, and her crazy baby father, Billy Foster, could not sell the house because both of them, Billy Foster, her baby father, and her crazy mammy, have tried to sell the house up underneath of her several times. Despite that being, good for those times, her friends was still in her ear like, girl, you shouldn't do that. You don't know that nigga Leonard ain't nothing. Don't do that, girl. You know how them hating bitches be. You know how they always got to hate on you. Leave me alone, right? But then Leonard Chess kicked the bucket. He was down there at the muscle shows riding around with one of his hussies, okay, or hoes or mistresses, okay? Oh my God, hold on. I need a pen. Etta James, you are being fined. I know she in heaven, okay? Or the afterlife, wherever she is. I don't know that lady like that. But I'm sure she's still paying a lot of debts wherever she are. But baby, you are being fined $2,500 for not only telling all your business, but everybody else's business too. Pay at the door. So like I was saying, Leonard Chess is down there riding around Muscle Shoals in his brand new car with his brand new old bitch. That's not his wife, okay? And they round there having themselves a good time. Then suddenly he was stricken by a heart attack. I'm not making jokes about that because y'all know we have heart disease in my family bad. Now the problem was that Leonard Chess didn't even have a will. And on top of that, he had sold the company to GRT, General Records Tape. Okay? So now what? He ain't said a word to her about, oh, don't worry about the house, nothing, you know, because his death was unexpected. Okay? So she's sitting there, you know, looking at everybody, okay, what's going on here? She contacts the lawyer of the company and come to find out what nothing said at all about her house. She's sitting there crying in her house. Oh, Lord, what am I going to do? This nigga Leonard Cheston threw me in a trick bag. Yes, he did. But he did. One day while she was sitting on her couch crying, okay, she got a knock at the door. She said it was a white man that looked like an accountant. Oh, shit. The white dude said to her, Etta James. Yeah, this is the Etta James. Yes, who the hell are you? I am here on behalf of Leonard Chess. He told me if anything was to happen to him, I was to give you this. It was an envelope. She opened it up. It was the deed to her house. So Leonard Chess ended up being a good guy to her. Now, we can't talk about everybody else, okay? We can't talk about everybody else. But we know what he was to her. I know in my heart that if Leonard hadn't snatched the deed from me years ago, I would have lost the house to Dorothy or Billy or my love of drugs. Artist took a strong position against drugs. He hated the hard stuff, and in fact, he beat up Jean Redding. That would be the hippie leader, you know, that's, you know, in her house, dropping acid, doing whatever that, you know, hippies do. Okay, and threw him out of our hippie crash pad when he caught him nodding off. Okay, he thought Jean would be a bad influence on me, but in truth, it worked the other way. I was a lot more aggressive about dope than Jean. I was a lot more aggressive than most everyone. Ooh, that's scary for a female. Ooh. Right now we know that Artist, the love of her life, has a problem with her shooting dope or doing dope, period. Okay? So what she would do is sneak off and tell Artist, oh, I'm about to go buy some chicken from the market. Okay? Buying some chicken from the market really and truly meant I'm about to go meet this big time drug dealer called the Godfather, and he about to hook me up with some good. Hey man, I'd say, I'm off to the poultry store to buy some chicken. Meanwhile, I'd be scoring dope from the Godfather. When I got home, I'd hide the stuff along with my works under one of those stands that held my wigs. This went on for a few weeks, but finally, Artist asked, where are all those chickens you always running out to buy? They're in the fridge, baby. Don't worry. We'll have chicken tonight. You talking about we get ready to have chicken tonight, we ain't had chicken tonight. Nor is it 100 chickens in the damn freezer. So I need to know what's going on. She said out of pure instinct, Artist went to searching in the room. He went directly to the wig stand that she was hiding her dope and all her works up under. That was a good hiding place, you know, Etta. The wig stand, that's good. I'm sure he probably looked up underneath of there before, because who would think to go up underneath a damn wig stand, you know, and find some drugs. But at any rate, he went up underneath of there and found it. I didn't argue, and neither did he. He surprised me by saying that he just wanted to meet the dealer. If you're going to keep doing this, he said, I'm going to do it with you. I thought he was bluffing. When we got over there, he patiently watched me shoot up. But when I was through, he stuck out his arm, rolled up his sleeves, tied off, and said, my turn. I ain't gonna do it, Artist. I said, I ain't gotta be the one. The hell you're not, he argued. If you're going out of this world backwards, I'm following you. Now stick that needle in my arm, and I did. Oh, you dirty bitch. Where's my, oh, you dirty bitch. Etta James, you are being fined in the afterlife for turning the love of your life out on Juggy. $1 million. Pay attention. Only music brought me up. With Leonard Chess gone and the company sold, Marvin Schlachter took over. Marv was a good guy. Like Leonard, he respected my talent. He maintained my contract and kept me recording, even during the periods of heavy drug use. Funny, but when I listened to those records cut on Sunset in LA in the early 70s, I don't hear the negative impact of drugs on my singing at all. She said that her and Ray Charles were the only two dope users that she knew of that could work and chew dope effectively. Girl, that's not a trophy. You don't get a trophy for that, girl. You don't get a prize for that. You don't get a star on the Walk of Hollywood fame for that, girl. Does she have a star on the Hollywood fame thing? She should. She should. I don't have a problem with Etta James. She has lived a full life. Okay? When she left this place, she left satisfied. I was still doing a mix of different material. The heavy horns were behind me, songs like Tighten Up Your Own Thing on an album called Etta James Sings Funk. As a concept, funk was suddenly getting lots of play. Though black dance music had been funky long as I could remember, Chess was still interested in having me sing ballads with weepy strings. I did tunes like I Got It Bad and The Man I Love. I love that song. I love that song. That's a sexy song. That's a sexy song. There was another explosion in music that had been running a parallel course to soul. For the sake of simplicity, I will call it white rock. I'm no music historian, but I was right in the middle of this revolution. And I was fascinated by its twists and turns. Just as I'd seen Pat Boone copying Fats Domino and Georgia Gibbs copying me in the 50s and in the 60s. She is holding a grudge against that girl, Georgia Gibbs. Remember when she sang some song? I forget the name of the damn song that she put in here. But anyway, she's still mad at that bitch. I'd seen the Beatles copying the Isley Brothers and the Rolling Stones copying Muddy Waters. The difference was that this time, the white kids, the Beatles, the Stones, the Who's, were rebels themselves, not conformists. Pat Boone was a cleaned up version of Little Richard. But the Stones weren't interested in being clean. They wanted to dance with the devil. I like that attitude. Yeah, because they known dope fiends or recovered dope fiends. It's always a blessing to me when you come across people who have been doing their hard drugs their whole life and then they get clean. I love that. I like that. Then they get clean and they recover. And they be like, you know what? I had a good time, but it's over now. I'm trying to live the rest of my life as a senior citizen, and just be comfortable and enjoy my grandchildren. Now, let me tell you how she talk about Janis Joplin, right? So I am indeed a fan of that hippie type white rock crazy music, right? Now, all of it I can't understand, but I do like Janis Joplin. If I don't like anything else, I love her story. It used to be this scraggly white girl sitting in the corner while she would perform sometimes. She said the girl didn't look like she washed her ass or nothing, okay? And then when she got up on the girl wasn't a girl, she was like an old ass lady. Sometimes that happens when you don't have melanin in your skin. Sometimes you can look older than what you really are, especially if you don't use the right, concealer. She was there in the corner checking out Etta James. That's when I recognized her and couldn't help but smile. As time went on, my view of Janis changed. At first, I was a little resentful. Some newspapers said it takes black Etta James a lifetime to be a superstar, where white Janis Joplin does it in 2 years. That made me stop and think back to Georgia Gibbs, when Georgia Gibbs copied Roll With Me, Henry. Well, Janis was a wild one, and I was hoping she'd find a way to chill before it was too late. In that department, though, I could give no advice, since I, myself, was demonstrating no restraint. When Janis checked out, it hurt my heart. I don't know her story, but in her music, I hear confusion and pain. When I think about that era, I like the fact that white singers, Grace Slick is another one, were looking to black women like me and Aretha for inspiration. For all the creative white groups around, though, I believe that the real revolution was made by two black guys, the cats who really changed the shit around. And they were both coming out of backgrounds similar to my own, rhythm and blues. I'm talking about Jimi Hendrix and Sly Stone. Hold tight, y'all, because we got a story about that goddamn Sly Stone. Oh, that Etta James, you bitch. Apollo Faye, she back in the picture, okay? Apollo Faye was probably as close to Jimi Hendrix as anyone in life. Remembering Faye was strictly an R&B lady. She wasn't called Apollo for nothing. When it came to music and men, her taste was hardcore soul. She liked her funk uncut. So when she started talking about Jimmy's new music, I listened. His shit was still funky, she said, but acid was taking it in a new direction. I'm finna act a nigga, okay? We gonna act right first, then we gonna act wrong. Sly became a close friend. He was a beautiful cat whose musical personality reminded me of Johnny Guitar Watson. Sly was a wizard. He came out of gospel and became a DJ on KDIA in the Bay Area. For years, he played my records and said he was a fan. Sly was a sweethearted man with beautiful smiling eyes and a golden disposition. He was bashful and humble, an R&B cat who, like Jimi Hendrix, had taste in other areas. For example, when he was still spinning records on black stations, he'd play Bob Dylan and the Beatles. He kept a down-home feeling, but wasn't scared to experiment. Sly wasn't scared of nothing. His hits like Dance to the Music, Everyday People, Stand, Hot Fun in the Summertime, Thank You, I Want to Take You Higher, and Everybody is a Star hit a happy chord. They were celebrations everyone could relate to. My gosh, y'all know I loves me Sly and the Family Stone. But do you guys remember that episode of American Soul with DC Young Fly played Sly? That shit was true. I was like, why they got him doing all of this? Now I know he was on drugs, but why they got him doing all this? Etta James is fitting to confirm that episode of American Soul that I reviewed a while back. If you're not, doing anything today, go ahead and watch it. Matter of fact, American Soul should be coming back on soon. Sly had a bit of devil in him. He knew the same was true of me. We related. I met him through Charlie Garcia, a kingpin type promoter who was taking care of me, Gene Redding, and Joe Hicks, paying us a weekly salary to sing at the back lot in West Hollywood. Like my husband, Sly came from North Texas. In fact, he was crazy about artists and called him his homeboy. He'd invite us to his recording sessions at Paramount just off of Vine. He'd have his big mobile home sitting there, and whoever was tight and cool with Sly could go in and share his blow. He loved Booger Sugar. That's my words. He loved Booger Sugar. While Sly got high, his engineers would be waiting in the studio. Midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Sly and me and artists would be snorting lines and popping yellow jackets until 4 or 5 in the morning. Somebody tell me what the hell a yellow jacket is. The man was the master, straight up genius. All the years I'd been in the business, I've never seen a talent like Sly's. I would agree. So let me tell you about how Sly was, okay? Sly had one small house on Sunset Strip, okay? That's where he would take all his perspectives, okay? His auditioning hoes, okay? He would take them to the small house first, and if you knew how to act right, then he would take you to the big house up there in Bel Air. Okay, it's always an audition phase, and that's crazy to me because it seemed like he had 100 people around him, at all times, right? But that's how he maneuvered. Is Sly Libra? Because that's some shit we will do. He had gorgeous women, and you won't be surprised to learn that Hotsy Totsy Apollo Faye was one of them. At a time when me and Otters were down and out on the verge of being raggedy junkies, Sly was the only big star who acted like our brother. While we snorted heroin, he'd sniff his blow and tell us, I ain't never fucking with that. Because whatever it is that you putting up your nose, that juggy, that stuff right there, if it get me like y'all, I don't want to be that way. No offense, though. Here go a couple of $100, but I ain't never going to be like that. I don't know, bro. Boogity Sugary can take you down a dark path, too, you know, especially if you start freebasing that shit. So this took me out, y'all. No faking, no bullshitting. I'm about to tell you. Oh, my God. Y'all, one time, Etta James and her dude was up Sly house. Guess what was in the house, y'all? Yeah. Now, if you have not already done so, please remember to like, share the Facebook, and subscribe. Hey, and remember this, the same people you meet on the way up will always be the same other hunches that you meet on the way down. Be good to each other. Peace.